This is The Gorge. This is a podcast where my friend Sara and I gorge ourselves on overanalyzing a game or game-related topic. This week we are talking about the Dishonored for the Xbox 360, the PS3, and Dishonored 2 for the PS4 and Xbox One, and both of them are on the PC. So...
no, we're not.
No.
We're not.
We're not? Why are we not talking about Dishonored?
Because I hadn't finished Dishonored 2 yet.
Sarah, why aren't we talking about Dishonored?
Because I started playing Persona 4 again. And, I really... it distracted... I've had a few drinks again. And it distracted me, like, in a pretty major way, because nothing has quite been able to eat my life the way P4 has. So we're going to talk about Persona 4.
Really quick before that, I just want to throw you under the bus for a minute.
No!
We were going to do, the schedule says the Dishonored episode was supposed to go up middle of December.
Look, dude, I am a fickle creature. Shut up! Stop laughing!
And you're playing Dishonored 2, High Chaos, No Stealth.
Mm-hmm.
And I beat it before you, doing Low Chaos, All Stealth.
Mm-hmm. Look,
Alright.
Look!
So it's straight up her fault the Dishonored episode is not up yet.
Look, it'll be done by next week, probably.
Well, I mean, you'll probably beat Persona 4, like, tomorrow.
Yeah, at the rate I'm going.
But on the flip side, I'm more than happy to talk about Persona 4.
I love talking about Persona 4 because you and I, as a duo, have been talking about Persona 4 for, like, the last, 6 years? 7 years?
When did we become friends? 2008?
Let's see, I was in college, and I was a freshman in college. So it was like early 2000, or it was late 2007, early 2008, and I made you play P4 like a year or so after that. Right?
Yeah, that's...
Does that sound about right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it was around 2000, it was around 2000...
Like 8 or 9.
Yeah, 8 or 7. No, it was 2008, because I remember where I was working when we became friends.
Okay, so...
We've been friends as long as I've had Lucy.
Oh, okay, aww.
So that's how I keep track of it. So yeah,
that's so cute.
for about... For about
represented by dogs. Beautiful!
What is more pure than that?
Nothing! But yeah, we've been friends,
And that was a game that you sort of thrust upon me.
It kind of set the tone for the whole friendship.
Yeah. And I think... Okay, so this is weird. Like, I thrust Tales upon you.
You did.
And you have become a way bigger Tales aficionado than I have. Like,
yeah,
I love the Tales games, but there's no doubt that you are the way bigger fan.
Absolutely.
Of Tales games.
100%.
I'm gonna say I'm a bigger P4 fan than you.
You think so? Oh shit.
How many times have you beaten P4?
Oh god. Oh shit. How many times I beat it on my PS2? It was 2, maybe 3 times? I'm not sure.
Okay.
I want to say... I'm going to go safe and say 2, plus a third playthrough that I didn't finish on my PS3, plus I'm on playthrough either 3 or 4 on my Vita. I think playthrough 3. So that comes out to like 5.5.
Okay, I've done squarely 6.
Shut the fuck up! 6?
Yeah.
6?
4 times on the PlayStation 2, twice on the Vita.
And you still haven't finished the compendium.
Nope, I have not. How many... Because it keeps track, how many hours have you sunk into it?
I'd have to. I don't have that. I don't have P4 for my PS2 anymore. I'd have to check that save file. I know it was a lot. It was like 200 hours. I know my Vita, my Persona 4 the Golden save has 177 hours on it.
Because you just played that one.
Yeah, I literally played it last night.
Well, I have well over 400 hours.
Shut the fuck up!
because my on PS2 I know I have at least 330 hours on PS2. And my Vita version is at least 150.
I didn't know you had sunk that much time into it. God damn! I mean, I knew that we were both, like, major P4 players.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, totally.
But I didn't realize you had sunk that many playthroughs into it.
It's... Besides Chrono Trigger, I think it's the game it's the individual game I've sunk the most time into.
Yeah.
Overall series, I've sunk way more hours into Kingdom Hearts, but... out of sheer hour count for a single game, it's been Chrono Trigger and then Persona 4.
I think Fallout 4 is probably what I've sunk the most time into, just because of, like, the building addiction. But...
Yeah, well, you're well over 500 hours in Fallout 4,
well over
aren't you?
600 hours in Fallout 4
okay.
at this point. Just because of, like, I've got 3 different files, and one of them is just absolutely absurdly massive, and it's... I actually tried to play it the other day and it kept crashing because I had a few mods installed on PS4. And I was like, fuck, I got to... I'm like, oh, fuck it, I'll worry about it later, so I'll fool with it at another time. But
well, look, if Persona 4 had a building mechanic in it...
I'd be fucked.
Well,
I'd be
oh,
like...
yeah, it would be game over.
I would be, like, straight up 10,000%, like, super fucked. Because I love building mechanics. It's really gross, honestly. I mean, like, if P4 had, like, a minor customization option, not just, like, costumes and stuff, but just, like, if you could decorate your room, I'd probably be dead.
If you could build a dungeon and then put it on the PSN, and then people could challenge your dungeon, and then you would
stop! I can only get so erect.
Fuck, I just came up with that, and that's actually would be a really cool idea.
Fuck, that's so good! Shit! Oh my god! Peace Atlas! P6! Make it happen! Make it happen for Persona 6, because fucking shit, I would play that. Oh, man.
So that's another good question. Hey, why are we talking about P4 and not P5? It's because P5's not fucking out yet. Because it got delayed again.
Because God is dead. We're actually gonna have a whole episode about that at some point. But...
Hey, Sara.
Yeah?
Summer 2014. Summer 2014.
Shut the fuck
PS3
up.
exclusive. Summer 2014. You Are Slave. Want Emancipation 2014.
God, at this point, I feel like we've said this a few times. No matter how good P5 is, and I have no doubt in my mind P5 is going to be fucking amazing. I don't think P5 could ever measure up. And I think part of it is that P4 is surrounded in such a nostalgia. I don't think P5 can measure up to the absolute perfection of P4. You know?
Oh, yeah. But, you know what? It's gonna fucking try.
It's gonna fucking try, and it's gonna be real fucking good. And, I think, and I was telling you today when we were talking about kind of, like, what we wanted to do for a podcast about P4. And I said I didn't want to, we'll do kind of like a character breakdown podcast soon.
Yeah, like we usually do for JRPGs.
Yeah, and we'll do it closer to P5's release, I think.
Yeah.
But I really just kind of, I was trying
This is going to be at least a 2-parter.
Maybe a 3.
Honestly, like, we could keep going.
I mean, really, there's a lot in, I could probably spend an hour talking just about how much, like, Naoki Konishi's Social Link, like, emotionally destroyed me. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like, just I could spend days talking about just the social links and not including your party members' social links, just the rando NPC ones, you know?
So, yeah, I'm still here. Okay, sorry about that.
That was fucking weird.
It was weird. Yeah.
I think that's the problem with Discord, is that I never know when I've lost you until I've been talking for like 5 minutes. Cause if you go ahead.
We switched from Skype to Discord, and until now it's been working great. We've done the last like 2 episodes in it, and it's way more reliable than Skype, except for now. Yeah. I guess nothing's perfect, but whatever.
Nothing's perfect. And the problem is that the clarity on Discord, this sounds like a Discord plug, and it really isn't, but it kind of is, because like everybody you know should be using Discord. But we're not being paid for this. I wish they would. Hey, Discord, you want to help me pay my bills? Because I'm really sick of my job. Anyways, the clarity on Discord is like super, super clear, so I never know when I've lost you. Unlike in Skype, where, again, if I didn't hear like the telltale hiss of like audio, I was like, aha, I've lost him. You know? But, where was
But we were talking about how great the social links are and how they're the best and how P4 is amazing.
P4 is amazing.
So we're gonna do like a character breakdown like for the party members like we usually do. We're gonna save that for another time because we want to get all of the like miscellaneous gameplay stuff. Like we usually do our spoiler free section of it, but for P4 we could talk about that for hours.
I mean, just the atmosphere of Persona 4 and the way it plays, and I know its gameplay kind of bogs a lot of people down, and actually the reason I'm so surprised you've played Persona 4 as much as you have is because I know you're not a huge fan of the dungeon crawling. You know?
I'm not, but honestly, like, so we'll just start right there. Why not?
Okay, that's a good start. Yeah, 100%.
P4 is okay. So I played a little bit. I mean, I've watched a full LP of Persona 3, so I know the exact story of Persona 3, and I've only played a little bit of it. And the reason I only played a little bit of it is because its dungeon crawling aspect feels way more sloggingly oppressive than it does in P4. And I thought about this for a while, like why? Because it's procedurally generated dungeon that you scale floors on, and I thought about what the difference between P4 and P3 is, and what I've come up with is, for one thing, all the dungeons in P4 have a fantastic art aesthetic to them, and they're all completely different. They're all unique with completely new assets in every dungeon.
Yes.
Unlike the Tartarus, which is all basically the same overall design for each floor.
Yeah.
And the floors in P4 are way smaller.
Yeah, they're way smaller, and yet they're more, I think one of the problems with Tartarus's floors, and I've beaten P3, twice, maybe a time and a half. It's been a while. I know I've beaten at least once. The problem with Tartarus's floors in comparison to P4 is that they're a lot more cramped, you know?
Yeah, that's it too.
Like, and they're smaller. Well, they're bigger than Persona 4's.
There are more hallways in them.
Yeah,
but the hallways are narrower.
Yeah. That's exactly what I'm trying to say. They're way more narrow.
So the dungeon crawl. So like the dungeon crawling in P4 is like, it's the floors are a lot smaller overall, so you're constantly going up to a new floor in the dungeon, and you're constantly going to a new map.
Yeah, you're getting that reward.
Yeah, unlike in P3 where it takes way longer to get to the next floor and to get to the next area.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that for sure, because like Tartarus definitely can get very tedious. Really fast.
And again, part of it is just because it always looks the same.
Yeah, the general layout for every single floor of Tartarus is kind of the same. and they just swap out textures. Like, that's kind of it, you know?
Yeah, basically.
There isn't, like, a theme for the different Tartarus has different sectors, named after...
Yeah, you go, like, it's like every 10 floors you go to a different sector.
Yes.
But, like, it's all the same, more or less the same design for each one.
Yeah, and it's like, the textures are... I mean, they're just swapped out, but the models are different. The models are the same. Like, the actual the level topography is kind of the same no matter what. And it definitely gets very tedious. And I think it's what makes... And because, like, Tartarus is a hugely... kind of insurmountable beast. Like, when you see it, you're just like, wow, I'll never reach the fucking top of that thing.
Yeah, you're like, oh, fuck, I don't want to do this whole thing. Whereas in P4, it's like, oh, it's 10 floors, and then you're done.
10 floors and a dungeon. Yeah, it's more wisely broken up into dungeons, and because of that, it feels a little bit more, like, surmountable. Like, Tartarus just feels... and I guess that's kind of what... It really helps contribute to, like, we'll talk about P3 another day. But it helps contribute to kind of the oppressive air that P3 really has in comparison to P4.
Yeah, I want to clarify, like, it's not that I think it was a bad design choice, it's just not a design choice that appeals to me.
Yeah, exactly, 100%.
There's a difference between poorly designed and I don't like this thing.
Right, exactly. And a lot of what P4 or P3 is about is kind of like, you know, despair and inevitability and impending doom. And that's a lot. You know, Tartarus embodies that very well. And on the other hand, P4 is about knowing the people around you and kind of getting into the heart of who they are. It's not about, like, the inevitability of death, which is, like, what all of P3 is about. It's about, like, the person behind the person, like, who the people in your life really are. And because of it, the dungeons themselves are more personal. And and one more final point about, like, from a gameplay mechanic, you're right, I hate dungeon crawling. And it's one of the reasons I don't like playing a lot of, like, I like Final Fantasy well enough. The reason, and I know that, for example, I know Final Fantasy VII is a fantastic game, and I love that game a whole lot. Right.
But I don't like... The reason I don't like dungeon crawling is because of random encounters.
Really?
I understand early on random encounters existed as a gameplay decision because you couldn't render enemies on the screen and whatnot, but I hate being interrupted in general.
Yeah, I feel that.
So, being interrupted to do a fight when I'm trying to progress in the game...
Yeah.
Like, that's the reason I love Chrono Trigger so much, is because all the enemies are on the screen and I can see where they are.
And that's the same reason why P4 and P3 handle it so well.
Yeah, because you can see the monsters on the screen. You're like, okay, well, yeah, he's blocking my way, but I know I'm gonna fight him. Like, I'm like, oh god, I'm in another random fucking encounter. It's like, okay, well, I gotta fight this guy. Okay, fair enough.
Actually, I was holding on to this thing I'm telling you now until this podcast, because I didn't want to talk about it in our usual chat, because it's more of a podcast thing. You know, like, my newest the Golden playthrough, I turned it up to, like, the very highest possible difficulty, right?
Yes.
And I got fucking owned.
Yeah, you got bodied.
Did I lose you again?
Oh god.
Fuck! What the fuck is going on?
Alright, hold on, we'll stop it again. This is the podcast that won't go.
God doesn't want us talking about Persona 4. He's like, you fucking nerds have talked about Persona 4 for like 8 fucking years. Talk about a different video game.
No.
No.
Fuck you.
I will face God and walk backwards into hell before I stop talking about Persona 4.
Which is kind of the moral of Persona 3 if you think about it.
It's kind of the final boss of Persona 4. If you think about it.
Yeah. So I had to mess around with settings in Discord to get more stable ping and get things connected, and hopefully it'll hold out this time. Because it was on my end. My Discord was the one fucking up, so I ran some updates and I did some things, and hopefully this works. What were we talking? We were talking about dungeons.
Dungeons. I was telling you, because we were talking about how much you fucking hate random encounters and shit like that.
Yes. And you were getting beasted in P4.
Yeah, I was getting, like, straight beasted in P4 on, like... And, like, this is with, you know, like, I yanked a high-level persona out of the compendium, and I was grinding and doing my shit. And, I mean, I lost the first fight. The first boss fight of the game against Yosuke's Shadow, I got beat. And, like, I've been playing Persona 4 long enough that, fuck, that never fucking happens, you know?
Yeah, I didn't even get bodied by Yosuke's Shadow.
I got straight bodied. And, like, so I was like, fuck, okay, we're in for a fucking ride. And so I've been playing it, like, way differently now. Like now that I've got, like, enough money to get, like, a halfway decent persona out of my, like, really fucking awesome compendium. It's not as bad, but I'm still, like, kind of nervous because you never know what could go wrong. Because Persona 4 is that kind of game.
Yeah, it's a game where, like, one of its only mercies is that, like, the enemy movements or enemy actions are all basically randomized, and they won't target you. They deliberately will not target you, and that's why fuck it. This is spoiler heavy.
Oh boy.
Like, we're not doing our, like, non-spoiler part because Persona 4 is all spoilers all the time.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So, unlike, like, the reason the fight with Margaret is so hard is because she will target you.
Oh.
And she will switch things up on you. Like, if you switch to a persona that is, like, immune to the element that she's attacking you with, she'll just fucking kill you.
She's such a fucking bitch.
Yeah.
It's such a fucking nightmare, that whole fight. Because, like, you basically... you could beat it on your own, but, like, the best way to beat it is just to follow a step-by-step guide, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And
the best way to beat it is to watch someone else beat it. Because you don't get anything. Because you don't really get anything besides bragging rights.
I mean, pretty well. You get in the Golden, you get the Velvet Attendant costumes.
Yeah, and that's worth it.
Those are pretty nice.
That's actually really worth it. Now that I think about it, yeah. But yeah, so, like, yeah, getting bodied in Persona 4, like, if it happens, it's because you got fucked over.
Yeah.
And, like, but it can still happen at pretty much any time.
At any level, unless your persona, like, unless you've got, like, a really beast persona who's, like, immune to instant kill attacks and stuff like that. Like,
yeah.
That's kind of, like, the only way you can't get, like, super fucked by P4 is if you've got a persona that's immune to insta-kills. And if you don't, like, my most beast persona is Izanagi, and I don't have any of the cancel light abilities. I could probably put one on him, but I have absorb wind instead, and I would never get rid of that ever.
Yeah.
'Cause that's super handy.
That's a pretty necessary one for Izanagi.
Yeah, and so
like on a side, this is kind of part of a greater topic, and we can continue the train of thought, but I want to, like, categorize this as, hey, Golden's a way better version of P4 than P4. Like almost everything in in Golden is better.
Right. Almost.
Yeah.
Because, fucking, what's her face? Erin Fitzgerald's Chie is no good. Sorry, I love Erin. Sorry, Erin Fitzgerald, I love you, but your Chie is fucking awful.
Erin Fitzgerald, I like you in Exilia as Tipo. I like you in Ed Nettie. Which, like, I was tickled pink when I discovered that she's an Ed Nettie.
Yeah, it's fucking amazing, right?
Her Chie's terrible.
I mean, her Chie is almost unbearable. It is unbearable, actually. It's that bad. And if somebody tells me that Erin Fitzgerald's Chie sounds more like a normal 17-year-old girl, you're wrong. Sorry.
You're an idiot.
You're an idiot. You've never talked to a 17-year-old girl in your entire life, because none of them sound like that.
People are always like, it's Tracy Rooney, right? Yeah, Tracy Rooney.
Tracy Rooney.
Yeah, like, Tracy Rooney's Chie sounds awkward and weird. Yeah, I don't know if you know this or not. Chie is awkward and weird.
Yeah, and like a...
I don't know if you picked that up, listening to her talk, and, like, hearing the words she chose to say out of her mouth. She's a weird girl.
She's kind of an awkward, normal 17-year-old tomboy girl. That's kind of her thing, you know? Like, it's weird to give her this squeaky voice, like, hyperactive 7-year-old tone when, like, Tracy Rooney's Chie was perfect. And I don't know if they recast her because Tracy Rooney wasn't available, or they just didn't like the performance she gave.
Like, 99% of the time when it comes to anime games being dubbed, it's a union thing.
It's a union thing?
Yeah, it's most likely a union thing.
Man, that fucking sucks, because, I mean, Tracy Rooney's Chie, honestly, it's such... If the vanilla, because I always distinguish it as the golden and vanilla. So when I'm talking about vanilla, I mean the original Persona 4 release for the PS2. If, like, Vanilla Chie's voice had been, like, not great, and they had replaced it with Erin Fitzgerald, who is also not great, I wouldn't be so sore about it. I'd be like, we've gone from one, to another. But, like, Tracy Rooney's Chie is really, really good, because she sounds really natural, you know?
Yeah, that's one of the best things I love about Persona 4, is everyone in that game sounds great.
Because there's no fucking flaps!
Yeah, you don't have to worry about lip flaps. You can take it at your own pace. Everyone sounds super like really, really natural when they talk. And, like, even the way they enunciate words, or the way, like, their cadence in their voice goes, it's all different. It's all very natural speaking. They stammer and they, trail off their words.
And Tracy Rooney was a really good example of that. Because, like, just the way I could go back and replay the vanilla version, and it's perfect. Just the way she kind of just goes, yeah. Like, and the way she just sounds like a normal kid. And you're just like,
exactly.
Oh god, she's so good! And so the replacement is, I mean, it's that more egregious because...
What it is that, like, Tracy Rooney sounds like a 17-year-old girl. Erin Fitzgerald sounds like a voice actress.
Yeah, that's totally what it is. Like, Erin Fitzgerald sounds like somebody trying to sound like a 17-year-old girl.
Yeah.
Tracy Rooney just sounds like a teenager, you know?
And again, and I mentioned this to you before, like, if she had used her, like, Naz voice from Edda and Nettie, it would have been way better.
We would be having this conversation.
Because like, I went back and I like, because when I found that out, I'm like, I'm gonna go watch some Edda and Nettie tonight. So I watched a few episodes of Edda and Nettie, because that show was great.
That show's
amazing. Speaking of a bunch of idiot teenagers in a small town, like, I watched a few episodes, I'm like, dude, if she had just talked like a normal girl, like, it would have been better. But instead, she performs Chie the way she performs Tipo.
Yeah.
And Tipo's supposed to sound obnoxious and goofy, because he's a toy.
He's a toy mascot character. That's what they do.
Yeah, but then you get everyone else who sounds like natural and really, really even, and they sound like kids.
Like normal people. They just sound like people you'd know, you know? They just, like...
Exactly.
God. So, like, fucking shit.
So that's, like, one of the only... And, like, throughout Persona's legacy, there's only 3 characters who've kept their same voices from the beginning to end.
Oh my god.
Soji, Yosuke, and Yukiko.
Oh my god.
For one thing, for one thing, Troy Baker to Matt Mercer, no one can fucking tell the difference. Okay, flat out, to the point where half of Kanji's, like, battle grunts in Ultimax are just recycled from Troy Baker because he sounds exactly the same. They didn't have to care.
You're right. I mean, you are...
Like, it's spot on. He's the fucking same. Thank God if something happens to Troy Baker, we have a backup Troy Baker.
We've got Matt fucking Mercer, who is, I think they are just making Troy Bakers in a lab somewhere nowadays. just in case something happens to the original.
And Sam Riegel is better than Dave Whittenberg as Teddy.
Yes, yeah, he fucking is.
And
oh my god, and it doesn't. I mean, Johnny
now
Young...
for Nautos is an unknown from the beginning, and Mary Elizabeth McGlynn did a pretty good job, and I can't remember her voice actor for Ultimax, but she did a great job.
Yeah, I mean,
Ultimax.
She sounded pretty much. Now, I've always heard that it was Susan Dalian in the original P4, but nobody knows. Nobody knows.
No one's confirmed. Like, she's gone quiet about it.
Yeah.
So like it's the same thing with, it happens all the fucking time.
I know.
We still don't know who Elise is. We still don't know who we do know who Tyr is. We don't know who someone else in Abyss is.
I think it was Tyr.
Oh yeah, it's I think we know who Tyr is, but we still have not gotten 100% confirmation that it is Melissa Fahn as.
It's not Melissa Fahn as Annis though, right?
No, it's. I mean, she sounds exactly the same, but Melissa Fahn has denied it, and we don't know if that's union or whatever.
Right. So
like, it's it's the same thing where it's like, oh yeah, no, Steve Bloom did not voice Spike Spiegel.
Yeah, exactly.
No, he didn't. Nope. Yeah.
No. Yeah. It's that fucking shit. But the point is, we got off on voice actor.
The voice acting. Yeah,
we love voice actor talk, by the way.
and then the only other weak point is Ashley Birch as Rise in Dancing All Night is goddamn awful.
I have not even, because I love Laura Bailey so much. I probably, as much as I love Travis Willingham, I might fight him for her hand in marriage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would fight Travis Willingham for Laura Bailey's hand in marriage because I think her voice acting, her voice is just so incredible because she has such, the most insane range I've ever heard of anybody.
Yeah, she does Rise and she also does Lust from FMA.
Yeah,
and it's
what
really?
The fuck? I don't even know how I ended up there, but I was kind of like watching like a BioShock LP, an Infinite LP. I think I was just looking for something in it. And, she plays Lady Comstock.
Really?
Yes!
Fuck, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and there's this super awesome, like, really intense voxophone where she is accusing Lutece of sleeping with Comstock, and, the first line she goes, "You whore!" And it's the most, like, super awesome. And I'm like, that's Rise.
Damn.
That's Rise.
Well, there's
in
there's a bit. She also plays, I can't remember her name, one of the characters in Nier.
She plays Kaine. Yeah.
Yeah, Kaine in Nier. And I have never played Nier, but I have seen an audio clip, and she uses the Rise voice for Kaine.
Yeah.
And it's a point where Kaine is just fucking cussing out the other characters in Nier.
Oh man, I know that. I know exactly which YouTube video you're talking about too.
All I can picture is it's just Rise cussing everyone out. It's the best.
It's amazing. No, I'm in love with Laura Bailey like 550%, man. She's just incredible. Yeah.
And Ashley Birch is the reason I won't play Dancing All Night.
I have not even listened to a clip from it yet because
I watched like one of the English trailers and like Rise talked and I'm like, nah.
Nope.
That made my decision for me.
Nope. Holy shit. Yeah, the whole, and I mean, like, Johnny Young Bosch is just in everything. Like, of course he's gonna keep playing the protagonist until the end of time. Come on. But I will say, I am, having now played the Golden again, and knowing Ultimax, I don't think Johnny Young Bosch knows how to do the Adachi voice anymore.
No, he's kind. Well, I guarantee what it was is because Adachi in his Adachi voice in Golden and Persona 4 are his standard speaking voice.
Yeah, it's just his dude voice. Yeah,
it's his talking, and he could do that because Soji only. Or by the way, we call him Soji
because fuck you.
Yu Narukami is a terrible name, and I'll go on about that later.
That's horrible, but it's not good.
I call him Soji because I just think it's a way better name. And fuck you, I'll fight you on it, and you'll lose because I won't give up. I'll die on this hill.
This is the Persona-based hill I choose to die on. It's the name of the protagonist for P4.
Yeah. And so, like, Minato Arisada was a better name than Makoto Yuki.
Oh, 100%.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Makoto Yuki is a porn star.
Yeah, so that's creepy.
That's weird.
But anyway, what I'm getting at is that, like, when he did Soji, all he had to do was go, Persona! And then he had to just say the whole list of Persona names, too. But, like, that's it. So he could get away with doing just his standard voice for Adachi. Mm-hmm. But then Arena and Ultimax roll around.
Whoops.
And he's like, shit, I can't use the same voice for this character, for both characters.
Maybe you shouldn't fucking cast your main character and your major... What? Excuse me, not just your major villain, the main oh my fucking god. Maybe not cast your fucking main villain and your fucking main character as the same fucking person!
Well, there was a precedent for it. They did that in P3. Yeah, it wasn't, because it was Yuri Lowenthal.
But Yuri Lowenthal...
Didn't he also play, what's the kid's name?
Gene?
Crap.
Was it Gene? Did he play, Takaya's little butt buddy, Gene, the one with the glasses?
Did he? Oh,
was that
maybe that's what it is.
Fuck, I don't know. I'm not as familiar with voice actors in P3 as I am in P4.
I'm gonna look this up.
Google it real fast, because...
fact checking!
Fact checking in the middle of a podcast. Nothing is more interesting.
Where behind the voice actors, P3. I love this website. It's the best website ever.
Oh my god, I know, right? I would give behind the voice actors my firstborn if I was having children.
No! Yuri Lowenthal played Pharos.
Fuck, he did?
And Ryuji. Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Oh man, it's been a while since I've played.
Grant George played Gene, and Grant George is also known. That name sounds familiar, so I'm just checking. He also plays Sanagiyama in Kill la Kill.
He's also
and Lancer in Fate Zero.
That's what it was. He's Lancer.
Yep.
I'm like he's somebody in Fate Zero, but it's not Gilgamesh, because Gilgamesh is what's his fuck.
Yeah.
Fucking shit. Whatever. Fuck it. I'm not gonna try and remember. We'll be here all day if we do voice actor talk.
The point. Well, he's Gilgamesh in Fate's Day Night in Unlimited Blade Works. Anyway, the point is.
Okay.
Yeah. The point is that there is precedent because Yuri Lowenthal played the villain and the hero in both in P3, and so they got Johnny Young Bosch to play the hero and villain in P4, but P4 got way more things that required Soji to talk.
It got way... And even, I feel like, even in, like, Arena, they probably felt like, boy, we dodged a fucking bullet there. Because, like, only Narukami is in Arena. And then Ultimax happened, and everybody was like, motherfucker. And it just ruined everything. I mean, Arena, or Ultimax torpedoed everything.
So, yes, I do understand why they did it. Now, that being said, his Adachi voice in Ultimax is fucking banana.
It's not fucking good. It's not fucking good. It's really
he sounds
weird.
He sounds like way more of a supervillain.
Yeah, he doesn't just sound
Ultimax
like a dude. It's really weird. It's like the whole point of Adachi's character is he just kind of sounds like a dude who happens to be a serial killer, you know? But I'm just oh my God. Whatever. Mitsuaki Madono is a better voice actor for Adachi anyways, so it's fine. By the way, my favorite character in Persona 4 is Adachi, so if I bring him up a handful of times in this podcast, there's a reason why.
Yeah.
Fucking shit.
No one's surprised.
He's everybody's fucking character, you asshole! It's either Naoto or Adachi. Listen, you go poll Persona fans right fucking now! You go poll all of our Mega 10 on Reddit and be like, who's your favorite fucking Persona 4 character? 75% of them are going to say either Adachi or Naoto, and then there's going to be a few other characters, people arguing about who's best girl. It's Rise.
Rise's best girl.
Rise is best girl. But if you ask, like, all the fucking weebs on our Mega 10 right now who their favorite fucking Persona 4 character is, it's either Adachi or Naoto, okay? And
Mine's Kanji.
Or it's... I mean, I know, because Kanji is the best character in the game. 100%.
It's like Kanji's in the category of, like, when you ask who's your favorite Transformer or who's your favorite Bacano character, you're automatically discrediting Optimus Prime and Isaac and Miria.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because they're everyone's favorite. So, like, when you say who's your favorite, you're not counting them because they're everyone's favorite.
Because when you ask who your favorite Persona character is, you're really asking who's your second favorite Persona character.
Because it's Kanji.
Because your first favorite is Kanji every single time without fail. But everybody's second favorite character in fucking P4 is Adachi or Naoto. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, except for you, I'm sure, because you're a fucking weirdo. You're an outlier who should not be counted when it comes to these kind of polls. Alright, dude? Like, who's your second favorite Persona 4 character, Benjamin?
Oh, man.
I'm putting you on the spot.
Besides, like, it's the same problem I had when we were trying to talk about, like, when my friends and I were trying to talk about who's the best character in Tales of Symphonia.
Oh, man.
Because we're like, no, it's Regal. Wait, well, I mean, Lloyd's really cool, too. Nah, but I mean, Sheeta's also really cool.
You're all wrong, by the way. It's Kratos.
I don't know. My second favorite, it's probably, I'm gonna be boring. I'm gonna say it's Soji.
Really? Okay, that's not boring. That's not boring, because he finally got a personality in Arena, because the anime isn't canon.
No.
The anime's so bad.
Mm-hmm. We can switch gears to that. I want to eventually wrap way back to why Golden is way better, but we'll talk about the anime first.
Oh, God, the anime!
So Persona 4 was an illustrious series enough to get 2 animes. Mm-hmm. Both of them are fucking awful. I watched
By the way, I'm not drunk enough to talk about Persona 4's animes. Hold on.
I got to, like, I think, like, episode 6 of Persona 4 of the animation. I got past Risei.
Okay.
And then I'm like, I'm done.
I'm done.
It's not worth it.
I'm fucking done.
I saw the screenshot where there's 2 Chies.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, nah, that's okay.
I'm good.
That's okay. And then the Golden came out, and I saw the trailer for the Golden, and I saw that it was only 12 episodes, and I'm like, nah, I'm good. I don't need that.
My experience with the Golden, for one, perfectly sums up who I am as a person. And for
just watch.
Okay.
I know what you're gonna say. Go ahead and say it. I don't want to rain on your parade.
Go
just
fuck
say
yourself. Literally, my experience with the Golden was get on Tumblr, check the Persona 4 tag, see if there's any screenshots with Adachi in it. No, I'm not watching this fucking episode.
Then the Adachi episodes came out, and you watched that one. You're like, and were you impressed with them?
Yes, they were good. Well,
okay.
One of them was good. The other one was, like, it started out really good, and then, if you ever, like, want to have, like, a really good hard laugh, like, if you ever feel down, you should watch the fight, and that's in finger quotes, by the way, like, the bitch fight between Narukami and Adachi in the Golden anime, because it really is just fucking awful, because, like, for, like, the the 2 Adachi-centric episodes of the Golden animation are 6 and 7, and 6 is fucking incredible. It's like they spent all of their time and money on that singular episode because they know he's everybody's favorite character. So, like, episode 6 is, like, really fucking good, and you're like, what the fuck? Where did this come from? What the fuck? Is it gonna stay like this? No. By the end of episode 7, you're like, motherfucker. So, like, it's really bad. But, like, the first half of 7 is, like, pretty good, too, because, like, the animation stays pretty, and you're like, yay, backstory! And then it just completely falls off. And like I said, you should just watch that fight in finger quotes when you're bored one night and, like, text me while you do it and laugh your ass off because it's fucking horrible.
Oh, boy.
And then after those 2 episodes, I stopped watching it again.
Yeah. You're like, well, I guess I got what I came here for.
I got kind of what I came. And then they animated the accomplice ending, and I was like, yeah, celebrate good times, come on. It's like, man. And even the accomplice ending, they managed to fuck that up because it's just, like, weird, but the animation is good, so I'm like, whatever, it's fine.
It's like that bit in The Simpsons where Homer's chasing after the roast pig. It's just a little dirty, it's still good, it's still good. It's just a little soggy, it's still good, it's still good. It's gone, I know. It's just a little poorly animated, it's still good, it's still good.
It's fine, I'm desperate. Do you not realize there's not a single animated cutscene in that whole game with a dot? And like, in vanilla, there's not a single animated cutscene with Adachi in it. Except for a single 1-frame shot in the OP. Which is amazing. And I mean the OP, not that shot. That's it. And then, like, the rest of the game, you get nothing. And you're like, what the fuck? So, like, the golden happened, and, like, suddenly everybody's like, oh my god, this is real and happening. It was beautiful.
Adachi's in it!
It's beautiful, yeah. I mean, like, man, okay, this is what I mean. Boy, I've had a few drinks. When I say you should go, because I think the website is still there, of course it is. If you're listening to this right now, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to pull up another window, and I want you to go to the English Ultimax site. Go ahead, I'll wait. Okay? Go to the English Ultimax site and go find all of the new characters for Ultimax. And I'll tell you who they are. They are Ken, Yukari, Junpei, Rise, Marie, and Adachi.
Margaret.
And I think Margaret and Adachi. That's it, right?
Yeah.
That's the 7 new ones. Okay? Now, go look at all of those characters' pages. And I want you to look in the top right-hand corner. Up there, there's going to be a counter. And on that counter, it shows how many shares on social media that character has. You should see the fucking discrepancy pretty fucking fast. Because the next highest one, the second highest one, the last time I looked, and this was like 2 years ago or whenever the fuck Ultimax came out, the second highest one, I think, is either Ken or Junpei. I'm not sure. And it's like 200. Now go click on the Adachi one. The last time I saw it, so the second one is at like 200, that page was at 1,300.
People like Adachi.
People love this fucking psychopath character. And I'm like, fuck it. Yeah, I'm in great company at least. God damn. Fucking awesome.
At least people relate to you.
Yeah, at least people will understand me. Not, you. I know you don't get it. But that's fine. You're a good friend for indulging this shit. You're a great friend, Benjamin. Do you know that?
There was a point in our friendship, where when we were in one of our Persona 4 kicks, she would not go a day without sending me a bunch of Adachi fan art.
I can't help myself, man. I mean, I can't. It's great, and it's... I need help. That's what it is. I mean...
No, it's okay.
My Persona 4, my tag is I hate you, please date me, and I'm drunk enough to admit that. I'm just like, god damn it, whatever. This game has ruined my life. I guess that's the point I'm trying to make with all of this shit.
Yeah.
Honest to God, is that Persona 4 completely and totally nuked our lives.
Fucked it up real bad.
I didn't expect it.
In a roundabout way, getting back to the anime, speaking of ruined lives.
Oh my god.
The anime did, like, 3 things right. The OPs, both of them, are fucking stellar.
Yeah, they fucking
They're great
are.
songs.
Oh,
It gave us a whole episode about Soji and Rise together.
Yeah,
which is great.
Best girl.
And it gave us the best Teddy design.
Oh,
I don't know what it is, but like every other character looks exactly the same. But they did something to Teddy in the animation, and he looks way better in the animation than he does in the game.
I'm gonna Google it right fast because I bet I can tell you what it is. Teddy.
I think he's got like bigger eyes, and like he's a little bit smaller, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And it just makes him look way cuter.
Yeah, he's like way cuter. He's got more of a. His eyes are like more expressive. Like looking at Google Images right now, they're like way more expressive and cute compared to like creepy and doll-like.
Yeah. Now they did fuck up by making his mouth move.
Yeah,
which Teddy's mouth flat out does not move when he talks in the games.
Which is perfect.
Yeah, but like beyond that, his design looks great, and that's about it. If you want to watch a good Persona 4 anime, David Productions just wrapped up Diamond is Unbreakable. That's your good Persona 4 anime.
You're a piece of shit. Did you really bring JoJo's into this?
Sarah, I didn't bring JoJo into Persona. Atlas brought JoJo into Persona. This is just JoJo, okay? Persona is JoJo.
Right. That's what's so annoying.
No! I don't quote me on this because I'm not 100% sure, but I think there is an interview out there where the director of Persona 4 is like, yeah, this is part 4. Okay, dude, I know you haven't seen it.
No.
Kanji is just Okuyasu.
Right.
Okay?
I do
Kanji
know that.
He's just Okuyasu.
Right.
Alright?
Yeah.
It's beat for beat, like, it's the exact same plot structure, where it's just a bunch of high schoolers who are delinquent idiots get together, and they solve a serial murderer.
They hang out and solve serial murderers.
Like, Adachi's whole thing of it's not exactly the same. Like, Adachi's whole thing is that he just wants to start shit, right?
Right.
Like, that's his whole thing, is he just wants to start some shit.
Yeah.
Like, there's no other grand motivation behind it.
Right.
Kira Yoshikage's motivation is he wants to be left alone.
Okay.
Like, all he wants to do is just live a normal life. Live a quiet, peaceful life. And also commit murders.
Right.
Okay? They're the fucking same.
Right.
Persona 4 is just Diamond is Unbreakable.
Part 4. It's just part 4. Fucking shit. We'll never get away from JoJo's. Fucking shit. I'll never escape JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
No, you won't. Because you know me.
I do know you. That's the problem. I should just not be friends with you. But then who am I going to talk to about Persona 4?
But that's... I'm gonna use Diamond is Unbreakable as one of the title cards.
Please do. Please
and then and then for the next episode, I'm gonna use Scooby-Doo. Because that's the other one.
You should use at some point, because there's, God knowing us, we'll probably in like a year talk about this again. The one, you know how you did for Overwatch? It was Jesus Christ, not this asshole again.
Yeah.
There's an Adachi edit of that.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
It's a good one too. It's just amazing. I'm just like, fucking shit. And like, the thing is, like, Persona 4 is really popular. Like, people love P4, so why are all of its animes so bad?
I know! Well, I'm betting that's why. It's the Toei problem, where it's like, this franchise is super big. We don't have to try.
You're right. Meanwhile, P3 is getting these fucking masterpieces of movies made that are just, like, fucking glorious. You look at the gifs of them, and they're flawless. They're exactly
You're like,
the
fuck
way
you.
They should. They look exactly the way I always thought a Persona 3 anime should look. You know what I mean? Like, in my head, you never get an anime adaptation that looks exactly the way you always imagined it in your head until P3's movies happened. And suddenly you're like, oh my god, it can happen. And then meanwhile, P4 is stuck with this off-model bullshit for 2 solid adaptations. Nobody in Persona 4, the animation, ever looked the same in 2 shots. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, the everybody is so fucking off model from, like, one episode to another. And I'm like, who the fuck do you have animating this shit? Japanese 4th graders?
It's terrible.
What the fuck? It's so
and
bad.
Why don't they have weapons?
Why don't they have weapons? Why the fuck don't they have weapons? I don't understand. That's why we'll never get an arena anime. It's because nobody would believe these kids know how to use weapons. What the fuck? Oh my god.
Well, if you want arena, you can read the fucking manga, which is fucking stellar.
Both of them are so fucking good. And
Arena and Ultimax's mangas are fucking incredible.
And by the way, the Ultimax manga isn't even in English, and frankly, you don't even... Nobody is translating it, by the way.
Yeah.
And you don't need to, honest to God.
It's just that pretty. Just find the raws and look at them, because they're really pretty.
They're real fucking pretty. You don't need to actually read them. They look great. Then they go play the game. You know?
Yeah.
Like, fucking shit, that's how good... Man, though, the Arena manga looks fucking amazing, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think...
it looks great.
I think the art style... Because it's 2 different artists. The artists for Arena and Ultimax are different people, which is a goddamn shame. Because as much as I like the art in Ultimax, the art in Arena is just fucking incredible. Like...
It's beautiful.
It's so expressive and so much fun, and everybody's really cute, and, like, just their faces are so like, fuck. I don't want to say
They're just great.
They're appealing,
They look really,
you know?
appealing, that's it.
There's my English. They're just so appealing and just very, like, friendly looking, and they look like very cool, cutesy, cartoony versions of their P4 selves. And it's perfect. Go read the fucking Arena manga. Holy shit.
Go read
short.
it. It's
go
great.
Do it. Yosuke gets to be the main character and not
Yosuke's
suck.
the main character of the Arena manga, which is weird, and, like, you don't notice it's happening at first, and then it happens, and you're like, oh, what?
And it's awesome!
Like, you're, like, reading it, and you're like, you don't notice that Yosuke is getting a lot of push, and then he fights the final boss, and you're like, okay, alright.
Is Yosuke the hero here? That's fucking awesome! Yosuke gets to actually be something other than annoying. Which is great. And good for him. And so, you know, like, yeah, go read the fucking Arena manga. It's real short. It'll take you, like, 5 minutes. And it's all over the internet. And there's all sorts of really funny edits. Like, all of the Persona 4 edits you see, like, whoa, hold the fuck up, welcome to my personal space. That's from the Arena manga.
Yeah, that's from the Arena manga, and it's great. I love it.
Yeah.
I love the, Aigis and Kanji debating what bridal style means.
Yes.
While she's cradling him in her arms.
Yes.
It's great. It's a good manga. Go read it, everyone. Go read it now.
Please go
Pause
do
the
it.
podcast and go read it, and then come back to us.
In like 30 minutes, because like I said, it's super short.
So that's like anime and manga for that. And so back to the original topic.
Which is the
we had
Golden
like
is so
a half
fucking...
hour ago.
Whoops.
The Golden is like the best quality of life, like everything ever.
I agree.
They fixed so many problems you didn't know you had.
You're so right. Like, I didn't even realize I needed a fusion search function until it happened. You know what I mean?
Right? Yeah.
Like, I had no idea, but like now there's like a suggested list of fusions. Instead of you having to do it yourself, it's just like, hey, here's all the fusions you can make with the personas you have on hand. And it lists which ones you don't have in your compendium yet. So
yeah.
It does that work for you. And when you're trying to 100% it, like my stupid ass, that is vital.
And you don't have to you don't have to do guesswork with which skill will be passed on.
Oh my god.
You get to just pick. You can just pick them.
You get to
There's
just
a list
pick.
and you can pick them and it's great. You don't have to worry about it. You just pick them and it's done.
It's amazing. Now I kind of...
If you're like, I'm strapped for cash, you can just give yourself more money in battles.
Oh, I know.
You can just turn that option on. Or if you're like, you know what, I want to like grind a little bit, but I don't want to grind too much, just turn the XP down.
It's amazing. It's like it's the little teeny tiny. They added you can go out into town at night. You didn't think you needed that. Turns out you did.
Yeah, because you can do things at night. You can hang out with your friends. You can go to a different shop, or you can,
fish.
Yeah, fishing mechanics, and you can go to different jobs and stuff and earn more money. And there's so many more mini games. You're like, well, I didn't know I needed this, but now I do, and it's so good.
Who knew? Who knew I needed a bug catching mechanic in Persona 4? But as it turns out, I totally needed a bug catching mechanic in Persona 4.
Who knew that? You're like, oh, well, you know what? I have a whole extra month to do social links on now. Well, that was nice of you.
Thanks, Golden. I appreciate that. It's like they... God, there's so many. And fuck you, Marie is a great addition to Persona 4.
Marie's great. I love Marie.
I'll fucking fight you. Marie is awesome. Again, the Golden animation almost ruined Marie for me.
Yeah, because there's a difference. Okay, so the Golden game gave you Marie as a new character to hang out with.
Right.
The Golden animation shilled Marie.
Yes, they're like, she is the ultimate waifu. She's the canon love interest. She's, like, the most important character in Persona 4, and I'm like, shut the fuck up. I fucking hate this character now.
It would be like if, like, they made an anime for Vesperia PS3, and Flynn became the main character.
Or like Patty. Really?
Yeah, like if it was
Patty.
all about Patty, then
Yeah.
you'd be like, no thank you.
Exactly. And it's just like, oh my god, by the end of the Gold animation, I was so sick of Marie. I was just like, I never want to see this character again. And then I started actually playing the Golden again. I'm like, oh wait, I changed my mind.
Yeah, and then you get to Marie's dungeon, which is the best dungeon in the game.
Oh my god, because it does something different. Oh my god, for all of our love of Persona, of like as good as P4's dungeons are, and they are quite good. They are kind of tedious because they're kind of the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, the thing is, like, I like their dungeons for being quick and for having the variety in their the layouts, and they offer like slightly different mechanics. The reason I like them is because they're inoffensive.
Yeah,
they don't do anything bad, but that doesn't mean they do anything good either. They're just kind of a means to an end.
Yeah.
But Marie's dungeon turns into... It's same thing, like, we said, like, Tartarus is kind of like a slog, and, like, it's designed to be imposing and a challenge. It's the same thing with Marie, with the Hollow Forest, but, like, they do it in a different way by stripping you of your inventory and sapping your SP every battle.
Yes. It's amazing.
It becomes this way more, like, tense, like, thing where you're like... Because Persona 4, like, your intention is to finish the fights as quickly as possible.
Right.
Get the knockdowns, and then do the all-out attack, and wrap it up. Whereas in in the Hollow Forest, it's like, well, no, now I gotta stall the battle because I need to get my SP back up.
Exactly. It's amazing. Like, it's always a good idea, I think, in any game to give every player, and to... you have to do it right. There are times in games where they do it super fucking wrong and you never want to play it again because of it. But I think it's always a good idea to at least try to take at least one level where you take all of the gameplay conventions you've kind of built up as the game goes along and flip them on their head and make them do something different.
Well, yeah, it's there. Like you said, there's a good way and a bad way to do it, and like the bad way would be to strip you of pretty much everything you have and not give you any alternatives and be like, ha, fuck you.
Right.
Which I'm trying to think. I know there's tons of examples that I'm blanking on right now.
I've had too much to drink to think about them right now, but I know what you mean.
Yeah, where it's not a challenge, it's just annoyance. Yeah, it's just an inconvenience because there's a difference between taking away like conventions and abilities and taking away gameplay mechanics.
Yeah, 100%. And they do it very smartly in Marie's dungeon, where it's like the flow of items that restore your SP is very consistent. And they give you the flow of items that let you cast spells, in finger quotes, without actually casting spells. They're just disposable items.
Yeah, the elemental items,
Yeah.
and then you get equipment that will automatically raise your SP every turn.
Mm-hmm.
And then you
like
get
that.
better versions of that equipment as you traverse through the dungeon. And there's way more chests in the dungeon, in her dungeon, than there are in normal dungeons.
Yeah.
So they give you alternatives. They don't leave you high and dry, and you still have access to all of your spells and your abilities. You just have to be you have to think about the cost now.
You've got to be smart, and you've got to kind of pace yourself in the right way. And it's just a really smart way to kind of turn the game on its ear.
Yeah, it's the difference between oh god, I gotta do the level or I don't have anything, and it's okay, you're giving me a challenge and you're limiting my ability to perform the standard actions I have, but you're giving me a way to traverse that, to bypass that, and now I have to consider my choices a bit more carefully now, and I have to think these battles through. And it's great because all of the enemies in her dungeon have weaknesses.
Yeah.
A ton of weaknesses, so you're still it's not crippling your ability to fight. It's if you want, you can cast Magarudyne and knock everything down. But hey, that's 24 SP. And you're only recovering 12 a turn, and you're gonna get sapped of it after this battle.
Right.
Hey, you gotta, do you want this battle to end now, or do you want to,
spend two
stall
turns.
a little bit?
Yeah, spend two turns waiting for your SP to recover. What is the option here? And it's just a really smart way to make the game a little bit more interesting and a little bit more, I love it whenever a game kind of nudges you and goes, hey, show me how good you really are at this game.
Yeah, exactly. That's a really great way of putting it. Is yeah, okay, well, you've done it this far. Well, hey, well, can you still do it?
How good are you? If we change the rules, can you still make it through this area? And it's just super smart and a lot of fun, and the music is really good, and the design is so good.
The one thing I wish it didn't do is I wish it had done bar none, the best part of Final Fantasy X is when you're going to Xanarkand and it's playing that track.
Oh my god, the track.
You know the one. And you're oh my god, this song is beautiful. I never want it to end. And then you get into a battle and they don't play the battle theme. They just keep playing that song.
Yes.
I wish Marie's dungeon had done that.
I do too, because every time you come out of a fight, it restarts the track.
Yeah.
And you're
no. It's super jarring.
Yes.
To go from that peaceful, quiet melody to go to the awesome J-Rock that is the battle theme. And I love the battle theme in Persona 4. The music in Persona 4 is goddamn great.
Oh my god, it's so fucking good. And I love that in the Golden. The Golden has two battle themes. They have the original Reach Out to the Truth, and they have the new one. And the only way you can get Reach Out to the Truth in P4 the Golden is if you score a preemptive attack.
Yeah.
And I just think that's great.
Super cool. It's really cool.
Super good, because it means you can still hear Reach Out to the Truth occasionally.
Yeah.
But it also means you can still hear the new battle theme, which is also really fucking good.
And they do the cool thing where they give Mitsuo that 8-bit version of the boss battle theme, which is awesome, and they give Marie the best song in the game for her boss battle.
Oh my god, it's so fucking good.
Oh my god, it's the best.
Amazing. It's just the most amazing remix ever. Although the second best is absolutely the boss theme when you fight Izanami.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god,
totally.
Right?
That song when it fades out.
Yes.
And then it comes back in that big triumphant moment, and you're
god, so and you just feel like such a badass the whole time.
You feel like chill go down your spine.
Yes! Oh my god, because you just feel like I am fighting a god, and we are standing up for the truth, and for, what people really believe in, and you just feel, super energized, and, in that moment, you're totally, believing in the theme of the game. And, sometimes the theme of Japanese games can be a little cheesy to me, but in that moment, you just feel it, and you're totally in it. And
it's very interesting to me that you like Persona 4 as much as you do over Persona 3, because Persona 3's theme is nihilism, and Persona 4's theme is friendship.
I know. You would think, considering me and my love of nihilism, But the thing is, here's the thing. I do have beef with a lot of P4. I don't think P4 is perfect. Now, I think P4 and the Golden both come about as close to perfection as any game can get. Like, I've never played... I mean, like... I'm, like, trying to think. I don't think there's another game I've ever played more perfect than P4, or more close to perfection than P4 gets, right?
Yeah.
That said, I don't think P4 is perfect, and I think Persona 4 has flaws. I'd probably be strung up on a cross for saying this, but brace yourself. I think they should have kept Nanako dead.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I do. But here's why. Okay, bear with me. Persona 4 has 0 stakes. Ever. Like, there's never a punchy moment. Like, P3 has, like, the moment where Shinji dies, you know?
Yeah.
And even Persona, you know, as much as I love P3P, and I do, oh my god, P3P does kind of soften the blow if you play the female route, because he doesn't die in that case. I think the occasional kind of gut punch moment is still a very SMT thing, because the Mega 10 series at its heart is a darker, kind of more like fucked up perspective on JRPGs in general.
Yeah. Like, to the point where, like, I think it's SMT4 doesn't have a good or bad ending, it has a neutral and chaos ending.
Exactly. And that's it's order and chaos.
Yeah, order and chaos, that's it, yeah.
Exactly. And so, like, maybe not... I feel like, okay, if somebody else important had died, then I wouldn't want Nanako to die. But since
okay, so what you're saying is you think it should have had a death.
It should have had a moment. It should have had a moment. It should have something more impactful. Because as it stands right now, nobody really important dies. Like, oh, that announcer lady died. Who? Oh,
yeah,
Yosuke's...
or Saki, who you meet twice, and then she's dead.
And she didn't even like Yosuke that much to begin with. Who?
Yeah.
Your super misogynistic teacher that you were always going to hate. He died. Okay. Oh shit! Your little sister character, who you've spent this entire game getting emotionally close to, and spending all this time, like, really getting to know and forming a bond with, she dies! Holy shit! JK, not really.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I get that.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
On the flip side, it's either they should have gone all the way, or they shouldn't have at all.
Yeah.
If Nanako, like, because that also would have been effective so there's an amount of sadness, like, there's an amount of, like, melancholy and depression in the fact that Nanako is hospitalized.
Right, of course.
Right? You get that already, because now your house is empty,
mm-hmm.
and, you know, no one's greeting you when you come in the door right now, and that alone is very effective, I think, and fitting of the overall theme of Persona, where it's, you know, the theme is bonding with people and connecting to their true selves. Mm-hmm. And now you're in a house that's alone, and it's fitting because you get the implication early on that Soji doesn't have a lot of friends.
Right.
Like, he wasn't the most popular guy in school before he came over.
Right, and the manga actually does if you ever, like, sit down and read the manga, they actually drive that home, like, a lot harder. That the protagonist just kind of never was able to make friends with anybody because he moves around a lot.
Yeah, and so you're getting to this point where, like, you're getting so consistent where every time you come home, Nanako greets you.
Right.
You know? And so you still get that gut punch of, oh god, the house is empty now.
Right.
And so that's effective. So that's what they should have gone for, copping out on Nanako's death. Don't get me wrong, I'm glad they did it because Nanako's great.
Right.
But, like, they shouldn't have had that scene at all.
I agree. I think in a perfect world, Persona 4's, like, Nanako's death wouldn't hinge on you sparing Namatame. Nanako's death would hinge on you maxing out that social link.
Yes, that would have been better too.
I think 100% Nanako's surviving should have been based on you maxing out both social links, her and Ojima's.
Yeah. And honestly, like, in a perfect world in this game, the way to fix that whole problem is that Nanako is on the verge.
Right.
Like, you're shoved out of the hospital room. Nanako's like, she's about to flatline, or she's going into cardiac arrest, or something's going on. And the doctors have to shove you out of the room.
Right.
And while you're there, you're like, we need to go get Namatame now.
Right.
Like, we need to do this because all the doctors are busy, so we need to go and do what we're going to do now if we're going to commit.
Right.
And based on whether or not you did the social links or not, would decide whether or not that you throw Namatame. You don't get the dialogue choices. It's already decided for you. You decide whether or not to throw him in. And then when you come out of the room, that's when it's either she lived or she died.
Right, exactly. I definitely think one of Persona 4's bigger missteps, because it would have been a really cool, and I know they had kind of a limited amount of writing time and disk space, but I think one of Persona 4's bigger missteps, along with the whole not being able to commit on Nanako's death, is you should have been able to keep playing the game after killing Namatame. Like, you should have been able to still, if you killed Namatame, you should have still been able to confront and fight Adachi and just have that blood on your hands. You know?
Yeah, you know what? I agree, but I also agree that I also consider that it would also be really, really unfair to players.
Yeah.
Because for one thing, the biggest problem with that scene is there's no indication that your dialogue choices at this moment matter. Because one of Persona 4's things, like, your dialogue choices kind of, will affect your social link. Whatever you pick depends on, whether or not you get the points to do the next social link, basically.
Right.
And outside of that, your choices can affect, your stat growth or whatever like that,
That's kind of it.
Yeah, and so when you get to this point, there's no indication that what you pick will change things.
But
and it's also to the point where, like, you don't... There's no indication that, like, there would have been a different outcome if you chose different dialogue choices. So to be like, you threw Namatame in, and then you play for another 2 months of the game?
Something like that.
Yeah, and then you beat it, and you're like, bad end.
Yeah.
And you're like, what? Why did I... What? No, where did I screw up? Oh, you screwed up way back then. Hope you made a save, fucker.
But I think I think it would have been interesting to have that kind of conversation with the killer.
Like, narratively, you're absolutely right.
Right.
Mechanically, no. That would be really, really unfair.
I know. But it's also kind of mechanically... the way Namatame's scene plays out, if you don't pick the exact correct dialogue choices, you bad end. Like,
yeah, exactly.
You have to pick the exact right words. There's no, like, well, option A or option B are all
there's
correct.
no middle ground. It's right or wrong, and you go through, like, what, 5 to 7 different dialogue prompts.
There's like 5 or 6 different prompts.
And there's no indication which one is right or which one is wrong.
Because they all kind of sound the same.
Yeah, and so that's why, like, you should have... They should have just not done that at all. Because it's a really weird thing that only happens once and never again.
Yeah.
Except, no, it does happen, like, in the very end, where you have to go through very specific, like, dialogue choices to get to the true ending. But... that's at the very end of the game, and you can save.
And those dialogue choices are way more binary. They're literal yes/no questions, you know?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, hey, do you want to keep investigating? Well, yes.
Are you sure? Well, yes, obviously. And then the game is
it's like in the Paper Mario series, which I love this so much. The Paper Mario series is great for this. There are points in the game, early on at the very end of the game, Paper Mario 1000 Year Door, the villain says, Mario, do you join me at my side and we'll rule over this dark world. If you agree with the villain, you get a game over.
Awesome. Awesome.
You get a bad end, game over.
Amazing.
It matters.
But
there's no but thou must.
Yeah. But and in P4, it's just so, I don't know, P4, like I said, is about as close to perfect as any one game can get that I can think of right now off the top of my head. And I'm sure I could probably think of more. But, boy, P4 comes real fucking close. But
it's really wraps all around the whole Nanako dying bit.
Yeah, because it feels like that one really high stake is now gone.
Yeah, it feels like I'm not gonna say what it is. It's a cop out.
Yeah, it's a cop out, 100%.
It's a cop out, and there were ways with slight dialogue tweaks that you could have made that cop out way better. Mm-hmm. Because you already have the melancholy and the sadness.
Yeah.
You don't need to go the extra step, especially if you're not going to commit.
Yeah. If you're just not going to really make the whole social link thing matter in like a real like way, and that's kind of why why Shinji's death / not death in P3P actually isn't as much of a cop-out as Nanako's, because in Shinji's, what keeps him from dying in the female protagonist route is you completing the social link. Imagine that.
You have to put in the work and get it, and then you are rewarded for your work.
Earn your happy ending. You know?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
That's a trope that absolutely applies here. You should have to earn your happy ending. Like, yes, the reason a 7-year-old girl has the power to survive this really horrific experience is that she actually has a loving father and brother to go home to. And if you didn't create that world for her by,
by completing her social
links, then yeah, sorry, she's probably going to be like, well, my life fucking sucks,
I mean, fuck, you could tie it, it's the perfect way, because what's her social link about? Getting over her mother dying.
Yes.
And what's her dungeon? Heaven! She creates her dungeon because she wants to be closer to her mom. Like, it ties in perfectly, and it's like, that's like the only tangle.
That's like
in this whole story. It's the only part where like, oh, you messed it up.
And even if they had killed somebody else off, then maybe I wouldn't have such a sticking point with the Nanako thing. If there had been some other, like...
Or if there had just been some other form of consequence, or like, oh shit moment.
Yeah, something that was really like a major kind of punchy.
So, they kill off Moroka, right?
Well,
whatever. No one cares about him. If they had killed off like a minor character that you actually liked...
Yeah. One of your other social links?
Yeah, or, it could have been anything. Like, it could have been, like, maybe a teacher that you thought was actually cool. Like, Mrs. Sofue, or, just another minor character that bit it. It would be way more of an impact because you cared about that character.
Because those characters were likable. Muraoka is just a piece of shit.
Yeah. Like, the only thing I give Moroka is, hey, good job, Kirk Thornton. You sound nothing like yourself when you do Mr. Moroka.
Do you think that's what Kirk Thornton just sounds like? Do you think he just sounds like Moroka, or does he sound like Jane and Jade?
I mean, the way Kirk Thornton looks, you would think he sounds like Moroka.
But you don't know.
Because he looks like a weird uncle.
He does. He just looks like your weird, friendly uncle. He does not look like the coolest, like all of the cool characters in every anime ever. Like,
yeah. So like, it's the only thing Mr. Moroka has going for him is Kirk Thornton did a great job voicing him. Because I would not believe you if you told me that and I hadn't seen it for myself.
I've always said, and I've told you this 1,000 times, but it's the truth. My, like, number one thing on my bucket list, like, before I die, is I just really need Muraoka. I need Kirk Thornton to read the Indignation Incantation in Muraoka's voice.
It'd be perfect.
It'd be amazing. I'd make it my ringtone. Like... But the point is, like, yeah, P4 is incredible, but it has, like, that one singular misstep.
Yeah, that one sticking point where it's just, like, you needed a consequence at some point in the game.
And P3 had, like, that's, I love P4 despite it kind of being, like, the antithesis of my kind of theming that I like, Like, I like darker stories compared to the stories I like. I love darker stories. Like, I don't like it when it goes, there's kind of, like, a delicate balance here. And so,
what you like is you like characters going through heavy trials.
Yeah, I do. Because
then they can come out at the end and be better for it.
Right, and maybe like a little bit more scratched up in the process, for sure. But I definitely like the more kind of emotional push that certain games and certain series. I'm a huge Gen Urobuchi fan. I like Psychopaths. I love Madoka. I like Fate Zero. And Fate Zero is really more like emotional torture than it is like an actual, like, you come out of the story better. But whatever, I still love Fate Zero. Holy shit. I guess Waver came out of the deal okay. Whatever. Well, that said, though, there's just something about Persona 4's characters that just... P3's characters are good, but P3's characters feel like anime characters. P3's...
Yeah, that's it.
P4's characters feel like people you've known, you know?
Mm-hmm.
They're a lot more nuanced. They feel like... I mean, they're still kind of anime-ish. Especially Teddy's fixation on peeping on girls in bathrooms. Why?
Yeah.
But...
We'll get to that in a little bit. But, like, I haven't felt the kind of melancholy I felt finishing P4 and leaving the party behind.
Oh, I know.
I haven't felt that since I played Earthbound for the exact same reasons, which is, when you play that game, obviously, you don't go through those exact same experiences, but the feeling of the camaraderie and the perspective of being a young teenager and, like, having that nostalgia for events that you didn't go through, like, that hits hard, and you're like, oh, it's over.
Oh, it's over. Like,
yeah.
That sucks. It's so sad, and it's just... The ending theme for Persona 4 is probably one of the most incredible emotional songs that's ever been written.
Oh my god.
That I don't know the words to.
Well, you know what it is? It's like, again, I haven't felt that since, every time I beat Kingdom Hearts and have to listen to Dearly Beloved over the credits.
That's exactly what it is.
And I'm like, oh, what a rewarding experience this game. Oh, no! Not again! You can't keep doing this to me! I am but a man!
It's so true. I can just be, like, going through my day, and if the end theme for P4 comes on my playlist, I'm like, oh my god, no. Oh my god, no. No, this can't be happening. Now I'm crying thinking about
I wasn't ready. I was not prepared.
Ready. You're just like, it's like, da 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 da.
And you're like, no.
No.
I never asked for this.
I don't want to feel these feelings right now. I didn't ask for this nostalgia.
Show me on the teddy doll where the feels touched you.
Everywhere. Everywhere. I didn't want this. Give me back my life. You pieces of shit.
You know what it is? The reason the characters feel more nuanced is because, hey, your party members have social links.
Oh my god.
I'm like, when I found out that P3 didn't do that, I'm like, what?
Honest to God, when somebody tells me that P3P is the not good version of P3, I'm like, what fucking game did you play? Because in P3P, you can make friends with your party members. Crazy idea, I know. But, like, the female protagonist has social links with all of the party members, not just the female, not just the one she wants to fuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you can make friends with Junpei and Akihiko and Shinji and all those characters who actually fucking matter. And, it's not just the waifus. It's, like, everybody you know. Although it is kind of weird that you can have, like, a romantic relationship with Ken, because he's, like, 13. But,
yeah, that's weird.
It's weird. I know that the main character...
Good on you, Ken, but no.
But the main character's 17, and that's just creepy, but that's a conversation we're not going to have today.
Nope.
The point is that, like... When somebody tells me that P3P is the not good version of P3, I'm just confused because, like, yes, it is. Like, you can actually get to... And by the way, Junpei's social link is incredible in P3P.
Yeah.
But we're not talking about Persona 3. We're talking about 4 because you get to know all of your fucking party members in that game.
Yeah. God, and they're so good.
They're so good.
We talked about the opposite in X2, where it's like all of the side quests are boring and dull and don't make any sense and are hypocritical and they don't add anything to the character depth. Whereas in Persona 4, it's mandatory.
It's vital. It is absolutely 100. And you can play all of P4 without ever doing any party member's social link if you want to. Yeah. But why would you? Because everybody, it just comes out of it so much more nuanced and so much more just... You really understand them?
it's like, and I don't want to get too in depth into characters right now because that's for a different podcast. But like, it's a thing where people are like, Yosuke's annoying and I don't like him, and I'm like, well, did you do a social link? No, he's annoying. Do you know what character development is?
Like,
because he does that.
He does. They all go through it. Like Yosuke, I always joke that Yosuke is annoying, and he's like not my favorite Persona 4 character, but I still like him. But like, I joke that Yosuke is annoying. Yosuke is not really that annoying at the end of the game, and it's like the character development that they all get, and you really get to like know these people and know like what bothers them, and like. One of the reasons the Golden adds so much to the game is that it added, this is such a silly thing, but I love it, the whole nighttime thing, where you can just hang out with your friends and talk to them about stupid shit.
Yeah, exactly.
It adds so much to the characters. You feel like, oh, these are like my friends, you know?
And the other thing, man, you know, we talked shit about Nanako's death earlier on, but, dude, the text messages you get from your school friends are like just that one little thing adds so much like depth to your relationship with that character,
with those people, and it really does make you feel like oh, these people, not only do I know them and they know me well enough to like be like, are you okay? And it's just like this great moment, and it could make you cry. And I mean, I've cried a lot playing Persona 4 because just the characters are so good. God.
It's like this thing where like, because you don't really get that kind of thing a lot in other JRPGs. Mm-hmm. Like, you get a lot of inter-party relationships in JRPGs, you know, especially with Tales games where like all the characters in the party get to know each other really well.
Right.
But outside of the party, you don't really get a lot of that like player character to NPC like relationship. And the social links are like, you know, they're assigned to a gameplay mechanic as well. So like there's a mechanical reason for you to do that.
Right.
So adding things like the text messages or talking to your friends after school or like at night, like that just adds a way more humanizing like aspect of it.
Yeah, and you just get to really, like I said, you really get to know these characters, and you get to kind of just understand just the stupid shit they talk about, and the fact that they all act like dumb, normal teenagers, and they can be annoying, and they can be, you know, like Yosuke can be annoying. Well, yeah, he's a 17-year-old boy. 17-year-old boys are annoying. Sorry.
Yeah, he's this kid, like, yeah, he's annoying, yeah, well, you know, and he's, like, you know, impatient about things. Yeah, his whole life was uprooted, and his dad owns the mall that's closing all the local businesses down.
And everybody hates him.
Yeah, and everyone either hates him or uses him.
Yeah, it sucks. Like, yeah,
so, yeah, of course he's impatient with people, because all he's known is they want to harass him, or they want to get favors from him.
Yeah, people are assholes. Like, you know, so you totally, like... I mean, I shit-talk Yosuke a lot just because it's funny, honestly. But, like, the scene in his social link where those bitchy girls are shit-talking Saki, like, I got mad. And I didn't even really know or care about Saki that much. And then, like, they start just like, yeah. I'm like, I'm going to kill both of you.
Yeah.
They will never find your bodies. Like...
Like, and or the part where, like, you know, they come up to him and they're like, why'd you schedule us on Saturdays? We don't want to work Saturdays. And he's like, great, now I have to fix this problem that you caused.
Not even his job.
Yeah, and you're like, and like, you connect to that because, like, you've probably also gone through that bullshit of, now I have to fix someone else's problem because they're too fucking lazy to do it.
Exactly. You feel... like, the problems that they go through, like, the problems that these characters experience are not normal problems. Like, you know, one of your party members is a child genius detective, and another is an idol. Yeah. But
the way they do that are very humanizing, and you're like, okay, I can relate to that.
The emotions they feel, and, like, the circumstances around it are what you relate to. And so you totally get even, like, characters like Naoto and Rise, who are a bit more just, like, you know, they're more JRPG, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
But, like, even they feel more identifiable because the emotions they're feeling are what you're really...
Well,
like, that's what's really striking a chord with you.
Yeah, well, what's Rise's about? Rise's is about that she doesn't feel like no one knows who she actually is, and she struggles with finding out what kind of identity is actually hers.
Right.
And, like, yeah, dude, people go through that, like, their day-to-day lives.
It's called being a teenager. Yeah.
Yeah. What's Naoto's about? Naoto's about how no one respects her because she's young and she's, like, you know, in a field that, you know, usually is more leaned towards an advanced age and schooling.
Yeah.
And, like, yeah, dude, how many kids were, like, told that they were a genius and then had this pressure put upon them and then couldn't meet that expectation?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, their problems are a bit more outrageous, but the reason they're having those problems is very humanizing.
And they're totally normal feelings that, like, if you were ever 17, you know what those feelings are. And as you get older, it's weird, as you get older, you kind of look back at these kids. Like, I've been playing Persona since I was, like, I've been playing P4 since I was, like, 20, and I'm 28 now. And, like, when I first started playing P4, you identified with these characters because you were still kind of close to that age range, and now I'm a grown-up, like a real grown-up with a house and a job and loans to pay off and stuff like that. And, like, you look back at these characters now and they're identifiable and you understand them in a way you couldn't when you were 20.
Yeah.
You know? Like, you look at them now and you just go like, oh, you poor child, this too shall pass, you know?
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
You just, like, and you feel for them in a completely different way because, like, you remember being, like, 17 and totally out of control of your life, and, like, now you're a grown-up and it's like, oh my god, you just think, like, you want to tell them, like, it's okay. Like, oh god, it's such a good game, holy shit.
Like, I've done playthroughs where my sole purpose was to do as many social links as possible because these characters are all interesting.
I did a playthrough where I got all of them in one run.
Oh, that's really hard.
I had to follow a guide, I won't lie.
Yeah, oh yeah. That is a tricky business to do.
That is some tricky shit. When you gotta catch fish to max out that hermit social link, I was reloading saves like a motherfucker. I was like, nope, like, I'm doing this.
The hermit one and Margaret's are the two I'm like, I want to do them, but I don't want to do them because they're really hard.
They're hard. Now, when you have a completed compendium, what's up?
Yeah, you can just do it. You can just do it right away. You're like, I got this one. Yep, done. Or
I can fuse these two and make it, and it's super easy. So, like, Margaret's is a little bit more doable.
But the hermits is the foxes is just like, I don't want to.
It's so hard to make time for it. It's so hard.
Yeah.
Because, like, when you are doing a run where you get every single social link in the same playthrough, time is of the essence. Like, every single day is, like, perfectly, like, you have to schedule every day, and if you fuck something up, sorry, you know?
Yeah.
I missed a day once, and I was like, oh shit, and then the guide was like, well, you've got a makeup day in, like, 2 weeks that you can use, and I'm like, oh my god, this is too intense! And, but it was so worth it, because now I can just play the game however I want, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
I've got a completed compendium, and now I can just kind of play it. I can just max out the social links I care about.
Yep.
Which is, you know, all of my party members, Adachi, and my school friends, pretty much.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And Marie.
Yeah, and Marie.
She counts as a school friend, though.
You can't get the dungeon without doing that.
Yeah,
and, like, you need that dungeon, man.
Is so fucking good. And, like, man... Persona 4 is really good, right?
Persona 4 is a really good game.
And we haven't even been too spoiled, because I think at this point, like, Adachi being the killer is, like, the least
like, he's all over the fucking advertising for Ultimax.
It's all over the fucking internet, and it's like, everybody fucking knows. So, like, this isn't even, like, a spoilery podcast, you know what I mean?
It's
like,
not, but, like, you know, you'll always find one guy who's like, I didn't know that.
Well, motherfucker, get on the internet. There's a statute. I say there's a statute of limitations on spoilers, and it's 8 years.
The statute for limitations for spoilers like that is, hey, the second game came out, and they're like, we've got the killer in this game. Oh, well, I guess time's up.
Shit.
All right, well, I guess I'll go fuck myself.
I guess go fuck myself then. Listen, okay? You should have played Persona 4 before Ultimax came out. Sorry, you should have just played it, because it's a good fucking game. And it was on the PS2, and literally everybody owned a PS2.
Yeah.
Like,
and
everybody
it's not that hard to find, I don't think.
You can get it for the PSN now. Like, if you
you can just download it.
If you don't own a Vita, you can still play it on your PS3. It's the vanilla version, and
I mean, it's still a good game.
Honestly,
it's just that
I love the vanilla version. Like,
it's just that Golden made it so much
better,
not easier, but like it's convenient to play.
Yeah, and it's amazing. God, it's so good. There's like a few things about Golden I'm just kind of like about. Like it kind of added a little bit more like cheese to it, and I'm like, whatever. Like I can live without it, and I can live with it, kind of thing.
I could have gone with maybe the less resay bonuses. Mm-hmm. Like they happen less frequently.
Yeah.
Because that kind of does make it an easier game to play.
Totally. Oh man, she's really game breaking, isn't she?
Yeah, she like
holy shit.
She can change the course of a battle.
Like with
right away.
Like she has like shut the fuck up. She has a bonus where she can just straight up cancel a boss's attack.
Yeah, exactly.
What?
Or so if it happened less frequently or only when you're in dire straits, it would have been fine. But beyond that, everything else it adds, I'm just it's just more options. It just makes other mechanics easier to do.
Yeah.
Like the third tier personas you get for the party members, I'll grant them that special ability.
Some of those are pretty fucking broken.
Those are broken, but you can only get them near the end of the game.
Yes.
So that's fine.
Man, holy shit though. Have you ever paid attention to what Naoto's is? Because it's
Naoto's negates an attack for all the party members.
It's so fucking broken.
She's just like shield. No, fuck it. Everyone gets a shield.
That's
Yosuke's it heals everyone and cures them of their status ailments.
Yes! It's insane! Chill the fuck out!
what was it? It's Yosuke's heals and cure status ailments. No, it doesn't cure status ailments. It gives you all higher evade.
Yes! Because
it heals and gives everyone invade, which is the most broken skill ever.
That's so fucking broken, because usually the choice is, do I cast Masu Kukacha, or do I heal? What do I do?
Yeah.
With Yosuke, you can choose both, turns out. What the fuck? Chill.
Chie's gives, is it everyone or just herself? Or gives everyone a strength boost, I think?
It's everybody gets a strength boost. Yeah, Yukiko has a super powerful fire attack.
Yeah.
Teddy's isn't great because it's based
Teddy's
off of
does
luck.
Whatever it wants to, yeah.
And I think Kanji's is based off of luck, too.
Kanji's gives everyone knockdown, right?
Right. It's not great. What the fuck was that noise? Diva! Boo-boo! I thought I heard the dogs whine.
But they're so... Some of them are so broken that you're just it's great. But again, you get them at the end of the game, so it's fine. That's your reward for putting in the work.
Yeah, you put in the work, so here you go. You get... And all of those scenes, again, this is character stuff, but all of those scenes are really good. Mm-hmm. All of the final tier persona, party persona scenes are amazing, and just...
Because... It's okay, so they end the social links and you get the conclusion of their development.
Yeah.
And then getting that extra scene is great because okay, well, here's how they are
now.
You get a look of after their development, and you get an example of here's what they are now. Here's the position they're in now. Mm-hmm. And that's really great because you get the development, and then you also get to see the aftermath of it, and that's really, really nice.
It's nice. It's kind of like the epilogue. You get to see how you changed these characters, and that's so important because it's such a good reward for putting in the work of those social links, and those social links are a lot of fucking work. Especially Naoto's. Oh my god.
Because you don't get a lot of time to do Naoto's.
You get a month and a half to do Naoto's, and it's oh, okay, there's another thing that Persona 4 could have changed. They should have put Naoto in the game sooner.
They should have put Naoto before Mitsuo.
Absolutely, 100,000% Naoto should have been before Mitsuo.
Like, she's very, very late in the game, and that's a little weird.
It's a little weird, and honestly, Naoto is served the best by Golden because you get more time with her, so you get a chance to know her better, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, everybody else you knew really well, but Naoto, you get extra time to kind of hang out and learn about her.
Yeah.
And you needed that. So yeah, like, God, Golden's so fucking good. God,
it's really good.
Honest to God, the Golden is a reason to buy a Vita, you know?
Yeah, oh yeah, bar none. Like or just get a Vita TV, because they're like $20, and you can play the Golden on it on a TV. Okay?
Yes! I have one. I have a Vita TV now, and it's totally worth it, honestly. It's like having a tiny PS1. Like, they're like $40 if you...
Yeah, it's super easy to get one. Just buy it and then play Golden on it. Like, I'm pretty sure Golden costs the exact same amount as the Vita TV.
And, like, the only expensive part is the memory card, which does suck. Those things are fucking expensive. But whatever, it's so fucking worth it. Do it. You know?
Great.
Just fucking do it.
So, okay, there is one more, like... It's another nitpicky thing.
Do it.
About this, and it's also in the Golden, because we mentioned earlier, but like, man, hey, I could have gone without 2 hot spring scenes.
Oh my god, 1 was too many.
1 was bad.
And then they added a second one? Really?
Like, and, you know, I don't know, for the first one, I don't know if it's better or worse that it wasn't the guys' fault.
Yeah.
Like, like, on the one hand, like, you don't get the guys being creepy pervs.
Which is good.
But on the other hand, the girls look like absolute bitches because of it.
It's true. But it's such a Japanese thing, like the overreaction thing, and I think it's just that you and I miss out on it, like, on that, like, on that cultural thing, you know?
It's clearly one of those things where, like, it's just not our humor.
It's not our humor. It's definitely not, like, American humor. It's definitely, like, a Japanese humor thing. And I'm sure, like, to them, I don't know, to us, it's just, like, we're just like, why don't they just, like, let them explain, you know?
Yeah.
Or
why don't you listen to each other, goddammit?
Why don't the girls go apologize afterwards? Something like that, you know?
Yeah.
But, like, the second one was just unnecessary and stupid.
Yeah, it was super annoying.
Hot spring scenes need to die. Like,
yeah.
Just
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. The only good one to ever exist was the one in Outlaw Star.
Yes, because it was ridiculous.
And it had Aisha Clan bathing in lava.
Which was amazing.
Yeah.
And otherwise, you don't
need them. You don't need them at all.
You don't need them. It's always the same joke every single time, and I don't know why we need them to keep happening. If you've seen one hot spring scene, you've seen them all.
Yeah,
you know?
you'll get the joke, because there's only the one joke.
It's only the one joke. Let's peep on the girls. Well, fucking whatever. Fuck. I guess. Like, do we have to? Can we just not go this route again?
Can we not? Can you subvert our expectations and maybe do a different joke?
Do something
I don't know what the
funnier?
other joke could be,
There is no other joke in a hot spring scene, honestly. Like,
do you think you could try?
Could you please?
Instead of not trying?
Could you, like, put in that little extra effort? Because the rest of the game has so much effort put into it. And then you went for, like, the most low-effort humor ever.
Yeah.
Honestly, the funniest scene in the game that is, like, Japanese humor, quotation marks, is the part where the girls shove the boys into the river that Muraoka's throwing up into.
Yeah, yep.
That part is genuinely hilarious.
That's a good scene. But, like, if you think about it, like, if you remember all the vacations that they go on in that game, do the boys ever come out clean? They don't.
No. I guess kind of the ski trip? Because Kanji gets to kind of... I mean, mostly it's Naoto running into him. But Kanji is a simple soul, and that's all he requires, really. And you get to spend some alone time with your love interest in the cabin.
Yeah.
That's kind of nice, but otherwise, no, not really.
No, they really, like... Sochi they go on a lot of vacations in this game, and I don't
do.
think Arakami ever comes back feeling relaxed.
No, I would just stop going on vacations.
Yeah.
You know, like after a certain point, like maybe don't go somewhere for Golden Week. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, you know, between getting poisoned and getting vomited on, and then getting pots and pans thrown at you, and getting haunted by ghosts, and almost creepily molested by your teacher,
Yeah.
maybe you just stay home.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about the part where they go to Port Island.
Yeah.
Man, it's been a while. Man.
Or they go to a love hotel.
Yeah.
Which is
the Love
pretty
Hotel
fucking
from
funny.
P3.
Which, again, marks to the stellar voice acting. Yukiko and Risei's drunk voices were phenomenal.
Yes they were. Holy shit. Like, that whole scene is so good. Like, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, man, that scene is hilarious. And I just love Naoto as the straight man. I love Naoto. Naoto is the most perfect straight man ever. Like, because she is so much smarter than the rest of them. She has no idea how to act like a normal, stupid kid. You know? And so, like, she's the perfect straight man.
Well, I just did the scene where they're in the haunted house, or they're talking at the ski lodge and talking about ghost stories, and Naoto freaking the hell out and trying to rationalize them away.
I mean, it's great. It's so good. It's. I just
This game's so good, man.
Game
This
is
game's
so
really, really
good.
fucking good.
Man, okay. It is absurd, by the way, and I kind of mentioned this to you when I started replaying the Golden. The upscale that the game's graphics get.
Oh my god!
Holy
right?
shit! What the fuck? Like, Golden looks so goddamn good. Like, the textures and the environments and the lighting, it's all really clean and colorful, and it's just so much brighter that, like, you're just like, am I playing the same game? Oh
I don't know.
God.
I don't even know if they touched the models themselves up or not, but the textures just look way better, and
God.
it's way brighter and more colorful. And I'm pretty sure they touched up a few things here and there.
Yeah, I think they did, surely. And like the upscaled resolution is just, I mean, the game is so helped by it, by making it like this brighter and more colorful just experience. And it, you know, I mean, it really just makes the game, and it makes Inaba like a place you could live in. It looks like a place you could be. And I don't know, God, I want to live in Inaba. You know? It
sounds like a really cool place to live.
I would live in Inaba. It just sounds like a boring. I guess that's kind of where I live right now. But now that
you want to live in the simple town.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of where I live at the moment. But I don't know. Inaba just kind of has that that nostalgic.
You want to live in the simple town, but in Japan.
But in Japan, where you can walk everywhere, unlike in Alabama, where you have to take your busted ass Jeep everywhere.
I want to live in Japan.
I just want to live in that version of Japan. You know? Like, I want to live there, where everything looks so comfy and cozy, and like I said, I can walk everywhere, and not take my broken-ass Jeep everywhere. Because my Jeep is really fucking broken. But, I just love Persona 4. I love everything about Persona 4. I want to live in Persona 4. I don't think I'll ever get tired of talking about Persona 4.
No, like, even when P5 comes out, I'll still be playing Persona 4.
Yes. I mean, unless P5 just knocks my fucking socks off, and it could. But
yeah, it very well could be better. We'll be like, okay, well, this is unequivocally better. Like, but it'd have to be really, really, really fucking good.
It'd have to be amazing. I mean, it would have to, I don't even know what it could do to top Persona 4. I don't know if it could. I think it's just that Persona 4 is wrapped up in so many happy memories, and I was at the right age at the right time. I had just gotten out of high school, and so I still had some, like, minor nostalgic feelings toward it, you know? I was still hanging out with my high school friends in college, because we all kind of went to the same school. You know, it was... Persona 4 just happened at the right place at the right time, and I was in the right emotional state for it to just kind of, like, really sink its teeth into me. And I don't think Persona 5 can do that.
I don't think it can. I mean, because I think one of the issues with that is that Persona 4 is so grounded, and it's so localized that,
Yes.
of course, you feel that human element way stronger. Whereas P3 and P5 are clearly leaning more towards the world, world-ending style of Crisis.
Fantastical. Like, P5
Fantastic, yeah, that's a good word.
P5 especially takes that fantastical, and it looks like it's going super hard with it. And I don't mind that one bit.
No!
Holy shit!
Because, dude, the style in P5
Oh
is
my
incredible,
God.
and...
Oh my god. Who knew there was such a thing as UI porn? Oh my god!
I know, right? Oh. Like, I see the menus in that game, I'm like, oh, my dick is real big now.
I know, right? Like, I need a cigarette after seeing those menus. I'm just like, Well, was it Pat from the Best Friends who was like, nobody has ever been able to make people get hype about menus the way
Yeah,
Persona
exactly.
can. Like the way Persona can, like, man.
Yeah, you see screenshots of the shop and you're like, oh my god,
it's amazing. Yeah, like that's what Persona 5 is. And like, so like I'm super hyped for P5, but I just don't think it will ever.
It's the thing. Okay, here's what it is. It's not going to be better or worse. It's going to be different.
Yeah,
and so like
P5 is perfect. I mean, P4 is perfect.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
Like, yeah, there's no way they could recreate that. And we're going to feel like they should recreate that, and it's going to be really hard to fight against comparing them.
It is, and I'm gonna want to.
We're gonna have to do it because otherwise it will hinder our enjoyment of the game.
Yeah, and I have a feeling I'm going to enjoy P5. Of course I'm going to enjoy P5.
Oh, of course you are. Yeah, of course, duh.
Fuck off. Like, whatever.
Did you see what you can do in dungeons now?
Oh my god, right? Did you see how fucking good those character models look? Oh my god. What the fuck? Like, did you see those fucking menus?
I know. Did you see we're getting Gekko-kun and Yasogami High uniforms for DLC?
And you can use short range weapons and long range weapons. Like, holy shit!
I don't want to wait until April.
I know,
God
I'm
damn
gonna
it!
fucking die. God damn it! Like, but that said, Persona 4 just has something, and it's just so. It is everything that you would really want in a JRPG.
Yeah.
Because it's the battle system is easy to learn, difficult to master. The character writing is super nuanced. The plot is always stays interesting. And it's just always a good time. Like, if you don't like these characters, you have to be dead inside.
Yeah, if you can't find a character to relate to in this party, then what kind of experience have you had? Like,
ever. Because
you're a very unique individual if you can't connect to one of these characters.
Because, well, like I said, we're not going into it too much, but...
Not yet.
They are so relatable. They're just such normal people. They are just people. And it's amazing, and I love Persona 4, and I feel like... God, I could talk about just what it does right all day. I could probably go for another 5 hours.
We're gonna have to do 3 parts. Like,
we are. There's no...
We're gonna have to do one about characters, and then one about, like, fucking everything this game does correctly. Because this was, like... And then we're, like... Also the other spin-off games, like Ultimax and whatnot.
Arena.
Yeah.
I could probably talk a lot about Ultimax, and you know why.
Yup, I know why.
You know why. Why is that, Benjamin?
Because it's got a Adachi in it.
It's got an Adachi route.
He does the things in the game, and he has the fighting.
And it's real fucking good.
He's in the story.
It's real fucking good. But
he's in it.
He's in it. And I could talk about Ultimax just for that reason alone. But I'm not going to right now.
No, that's for another time.
That's for another podcast.
God, yeah.
It's like, I feel like I didn't even scratch the surface of how much...
No, we didn't.
I didn't. We didn't. We did not scratch the surface of how important this game, is.
We broke the ground where we're building the Persona 4 cast, empire.
Where it's just... here, upon this rock I shall build my temple, and my temple will be to Persona 4. Like, because it really is, if not the best JRPG of all time, then one of them.
Yeah, oh yeah, it is up there.
Mm-hmm. It might be the best JRPG of all time, but I'm not sure. Maybe. Further investigation is required. And that means I'm going to play more Persona 4.
Yeah, I'm gonna after this podcast is over, I'm gonna go play more.
I'm gonna go turn it on when I should be playing Dishonored 2. Whoops. I'll do that after this weekend. After this weekend, I swear I'll turn on Dishonored 2. I promise.
Because I think you might have a chance to get back into it. Because next week is, speaking of psychological catch-ups and weird alternate worlds, we're talking about Silent Hill next week.
Are we? Oh man, man, it's like the other flip side of Persona if you think about it.
Yeah, like exactly.
It like is kind of like the other side of Persona, where it's like a weird small town in the middle of nowhere, based all around like the weird fucked up stuff going on in your head. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of weird. But
yeah, exactly. So we'll get into that. Like,
yeah, that's next week.
That'll be fun.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are talking about. Man, it's gonna take forever for us to talk about Dishonored 2. Sorry.
No, well, we're gonna do Silent Hill, and then the week after that we're doing Dishonored 2, and that's
Sweet.
irrefutable. That's so like that'll be concrete. So you better beat it by then.
I swear. Okay.
I'm giving you enough time.
That's 2 weeks. I swear to God.
Yeah.
I swear to God.
Okay.
I will have it beaten by then. God.
Okay.
Persona 4.
I think we're good for now.
Is that good? Because I feel like I could probably just, go on, but I'm not going to.
Yeah, I think we've come to a good break.
Yes.
For the time being, and then we'll dive back into this at a later date. Because we still have, not only do we have the party to go through, we have all the social links to go through too.
And the story, and the theming, and the spin-offs. We're going to be talking about Persona 4 probably for the next 20 years.
Yep. Ugh.
Yep. Well, I don't mind. I love Persona 4. That's what you should take away from this. Play Persona 4.
Yeah, go play it. Go buy it. Go buy a Vita and then buy the gold. It's on the PSN shop. You can just click a button and it's yours.
And it's fucking yours, and it's so worth it. And I think it was even on sale in the UK last week for like $5. Like,
I mean, yeah, perfect.
Play this fucking game. Do yourself that favor. Oh my god.
And like, hey, do you like JRPGs? Well, you can play Persona 4. Do you like fighting games? You can play Persona 4. Do you like dungeon crawlers? You can play Persona 4. Do you like rhythm games? You can play Persona 4.
Do you like visual novels? You can play Persona 4. Play fucking Persona 4. That's what I'm telling you right now. God.
There is a flavor of Persona 4 for everyone.
It's a Persona 4 is friend to all.
Okay.
Okay.
I think that'll do it for now.
We're good.
Thanks to Visager for use of our background music. You can follow us on Twitter at The Gorge Podcast. You can send us an email about Persona 4 to thegorgepodcast@gmail.com.
You can tell us. You can send us some salty ass bullshit about how you think Persona 4 is overhyped, and I can tell you to go fuck yourself.
You can send us who you think best girl is, and then you can be wrong by not saying Rise.
Yeah, because Rise is best girl. What's up?
Yeah. So, yeah, go ahead and send us your wrong waifus.
By the way, man, okay, fuck it. Why would you date anybody but Rise? I'm gonna end it on that. Why would you date anybody? Because otherwise, because Chie and Yukiko are in love with each other, and if you date Naoto, you're stealing your bro's, like, crush.
Yeah.
You're being the green Madoka. Do not be the green Madoka.
That's the best image, like, I love that picture. If you haven't seen it, anyone, there's a picture of someone's, like, yearbook quote, where it is, like, the most stereotypical, like, anime geek high schooler, like, girl. Like, you know, you've seen her at your school. Like, you know who she is. She's got the glasses on.
Yep.
You know, everything. And she's like, yeah. Her yearbook quote is like, I don't like the pairing Persona 4 protagonist X Naoto. Because that's like, you know your bro likes a girl and you're going to date her. Don't do that. You know who would do that? Green Madoka. Don't be a Green Madoka.
Never be the Green Madoka. That's what we're saying, okay? So yeah, that's why Rise is best girl, because everybody else is in love with somebody else, so clearly she's in love with you, and you should love her back, because she is best girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Persona 4 is awesome. That's what we'll end
Persona
on.
4
I'm not
is
saying
great.
fuck
Yes.
anything. Persona 4 is
No.
awesome.
I love Persona 4. Good night, everyone.
Good night.